From humble beginnings, Joseph Stalin rose to become the supreme ruler of the Soviet Union. Born in Gori, Georgia in 1878, his early life was marked by poverty and hardship.
He joined the Bolshevik Party, embracing Marxist ideology and participating in revolutionary activities. Following the 1917 revolution, Stalin gradually consolidated his power, outmaneuvering rivals like Leon Trotsky. By the late 1920s, Stalin had emerged as the undisputed dictator of the Soviet Union, shaping the nation's destiny for decades to come.
Stalin was a complex and ruthless figure. He was known for his sharp intellect, his ability to manipulate people, and his utter ruthlessness. He demanded absolute loyalty from his subordinates and was quick to eliminate anyone he perceived as a threat.
His policies transformed the Soviet Union into a totalitarian state, with devastating consequences for millions of its citizens.
Stalin believed that the Soviet Union was lagging behind the industrialized West and needed to modernize rapidly to survive. He launched a series of 5-year plans, starting in 1928, with the goal of transforming the Soviet Union from an agrarian society into an industrial powerhouse.
The 5-year plans focused on heavy industries like steel, coal, and oil. Factories were built at a breakneck pace and workers were pushed to their limits to meet unrealistic production quotas.
The industrialization drive achieved remarkable results. Within a few years, the Soviet Union underwent a massive economic transformation. New cities emerged, and industrial output soared.
However, this progress came at a tremendous human cost. Workers were subjected to harsh working conditions, low wages, and severe punishments for not meeting quotas. The emphasis on heavy industry also led to shortages of consumer goods, resulting in widespread hardship for ordinary citizens.
In 1929, Stalin launched a massive campaign to collectivize Soviet agriculture. He believed that private land ownership was inefficient and that consolidating farms into large, state-controlled collectives would increase agricultural output and provide food for the growing industrial workforce.
Millions of peasants were forced off their land and made to join collective farms. Their livestock and tools were confiscated.
Collectivization proved to be a catastrophic disaster. Peasants, accustomed to working their land, resisted collectivization fiercely. Many slaughtered their livestock rather than surrendering them to the state.
The forced collectivization and resistance led to a sharp decline in agricultural production. A devastating famine known as the Holodomor ravaged Ukraine and other parts of the Soviet Union from 1932 to 1933. Millions perished from starvation.
Section 4. The Iron Fist, Stalin's totalitarian grip. Stalin's rule was characterized by totalitarianism, a system of government that seeks to control every aspect of its citizens' lives. Under Stalin, the Communist Party became the only legal political party. The government controlled all media, education, and culture. Propaganda was used relentlessly to glorify Stalin and promote his policies. Dissent was not tolerated.
Stalin established a vast and brutal secret police force, the NKVD, to enforce his rule and eliminate any opposition. The NKVD spied on citizens, arrested suspected enemies of the state, and conducted show trials where confessions were coerced through torture. Fear and paranoia permeated Soviet society as people lived in constant dread of being denounced or arrested.
Section 5. The Great Terror, Shadows of Fear. The Great Terror, also known as the Yezhovshchina, was a period of intense political repression that lasted from 1936 to 1938. During this time, Stalin unleashed a wave of terror that swept across the Soviet Union. Millions of people were arrested, often on trumped-up charges of espionage, sabotage, or counter-revolutionary activities.
Those arrested were often tortured into confessing to crimes they did not commit. Many were executed, while others were sent to the Gulag, a vast network of forced labor camps located in remote regions of the Soviet Union. The Great Terror decimated the ranks of the Communist Party, the military, and the intelligentsia. It created a climate of fear and suspicion that would last for decades.
Section 6. Legacies of a Dictator, a World Transformed. Stalin's policies had a profound and lasting impact on the Soviet Union and the world. His brutal methods of industrialization and collectivization transformed the Soviet Union into a major industrial and military power. However, they also came at a tremendous human cost, resulting in millions of deaths from famine, executions, and labor camp conditions.
Stalin's totalitarian regime left a deep scar on Soviet society, creating a legacy of fear, repression, and distrust in the government. His policies also contributed to the Cold War, shaping the global balance of power for decades to come. Stalin's legacy remains a subject of intense debate and controversy, with some arguing that his brutal methods were necessary to modernize the Soviet Union, while others condemn him as a ruthless dictator responsible for unimaginable suffering.